protect Social Security because everybody who paid into it earned it. So thank
We
you.
earned it, baby. I don't want it. I'm wearing this shirt everywhere today, up and down the East Coast. All right, so let's see what we got. And I did just see, okay, Michelle's got some technical stuff. Pat came in from Central Ohio. Love that. I am so thrilled to be with y'all today. So I missed you in July, but I got COVID, so I would have been miserable anyway teaching you the class. Now, Eleanor, am I spotlighted? Do you, Michelle, same couple people having some issues.
Your
So I
spot.
want to make
Oh,
sure.
okay. Let me remove your spotlight and then try it again just to make sure that.
Yeah, yeah, here I come. Ooh, there I am. There I am. And then if y'all want to see everyone, you can go up in that upper corner. I always go and hit gallery so that for me personally, because who wants to look at me? Not me. But I love to see all the faces. And it looks like Mara might be planning to cook. Mara looks ready to go. Are you ready, Mara? Mara in her AARP red. I love it. All right, we got everybody going. All right, so if you've got questions, drop them in the chat. I won't be looking at the chat all the time, but Eleanor, our lovely, wonderful Eleanor, who we adore, is looking at the chat. So if you've got a question, go ahead and hit it. And let me tell you, today is easy, right? Because I was thinking when I was making this menu, I was like, August. I know Francis in Nebraska. I know it's 7,000 degrees out there. I just know it is. And we have gotten finally a little respite. I know it's not going to last, but yesterday I even put on a light sweater to go outside. I was so thrilled. But we know summer is not over despite a little break right now. So we actually, today it's chilly at 61. Stop it. You're just showing off now. I'm going to Portland, Maine, and I am like, I'm going to take a sweater and long pants and the whole thing because we know it's coming. And this menu, this is all about really easy and not having to heat up too much stuff, right? I did make some beautiful focaccia last week and I had to heat up the oven for that, but it was worth it. But let's get started because I want to show you. Oh my gosh, these packets, I want you to think with what we're doing here, we are going to make like a shrimp packet, right? We're going to do a shrimp packet. But we're going to talk about this because we are going to get things really, really tasty. So I love an all-in-one, something that can be really simple. And if you are doing what I'm saying ever and you are going ahead and prepping like whole grains because we know whole grains are such an important part of our diet. I'm leaning pretty hard into Mediterranean diet sort of stuff because it's not diet, right? Because who wants that? There are recipes, Michelle, and Eleanor will pop those into the chat. Yeah, so they'll be there for you, but these are so simple. So what I'm going to do here is we're going to prep everything for a shrimp packet. And if you're doing the whole grains and stuff, don't forget that you can freeze those in individual portions. So I make a whole bunch of farro. I let it cool. I eat what I'm having for dinner that night. And then I put the rest in resealable freezer bags in individual portions, throw it in the freezer. Heats up like that. Because you know the good whole grains take a while to cook. Right? So I have got a zucchini and I just did a podcast. I'm doing a whole summer podcast series thing where I'm taking individual techniques or ingredients. And I did one just with zucchini. They're really short little episodes. But when you go to the grocery store, or if you've got a ton of zucchini, and you may, it's for more than just zucchini bread. And this guy's showing off already. But when you go to the store, try try to avoid those gigantic zucchinis that are like this, right? Because they're a little overgrown and they tend to be a little seedier and a little mushier. So I always go for like a smaller to maybe a medium zucchini just to keep it easy. And you can do this a couple of different ways. If you like, you can cut it. Let's do two different things. I love a zucchini because it's so easy to cut. We can take our zucchini and we can cut it really into planks. And I always cut one off and then I cut it, right? So I have a nice flat side. So we're going to make these little planks and then I'll cut those in half. You can do whatever you want, but we do want to avoid those spongy guys. Nobody wants a spongy zucchini. But I always like to give myself a flat surface. It just makes it so much easier. Ooh, I just sharpened my knife. Boy, that's good. And for this recipe, I think I like them a little smaller. There's so many things you can do with this. You do not just have to make zucchini bread. Oh, Nancy from the Villages. Nancy, I want you to arrange a Villages watch party for us. I want you to arrange where everybody, because this is a good time for y'all, right? That's what I want for next month. Oh, and let me know. I still have to do the menu for next month. So let me know if there's something you really want. Now, you could also go easy. Cut that sucker in half, roll that flat side over, cut it again, and have little triangle chunks, right? Just do what you want to do. Make it easier. Eleanor will make sure that those recipes are coming. Okay? I promise. All right. So now you've got two different versions there. Look at that. One little zucchini feeds everyone, I swear. Then I have got a couple of tomatoes. Now, some of these tomatoes have seen better days. My neighbor brought them over for me, but they're awesome. And then we're not even going to cut them. I love that Nancy and Francis like say hi to each other. You guys do that every month, don't you? I love that. Oh, Terry, you shouldn't have to write it down. You should get the recipes so you can just enjoy the full experience. All right, now let me do this real quick. I am using my air fryer because y'all know I love an air fryer. And if your empty nest kitchen doesn't have something easy like this, or even a little toaster oven, like a good toaster oven, these are not the toaster ovens now from the 80s. Remember those? Oh my gosh. All right, so I'm gonna take a clove of garlic and I'm just gonna mince it, make it nice. The smaller your garlic, the more flavor you get out of it. And yes, Lily, they typically put the replay up in a day or two on YouTube, right? They typically will get that up there. So you should be able to go to the AARP Maryland Facebook page and find our YouTube page and find all of our stuff. Now, let's do a lemon. How are we feeling lemon-wise? I think I'm gonna I'll do some slices. I'll do some nice thin slices, all right? And let me tell y'all, a sharp knife is a blessing. And if you don't want to sharpen a knife, I promise you there are knife sharpening places. Now, here we go. All right. I have got regular aluminum foil. Now I know you're like, is there irregular aluminum foil? It's not a really thick foil. You can get that too, if you like. Like, here's what we're gonna do, and I'll do these one at a time. And this is the genius thing. Are you ready for this? Because you can make this ahead. You could make this, you can make 6 of these and pop them into the freezer. This is one of the things when I was working as personal chef 100 years ago, I used to make this recipe. Now, I'm just using my little olive oil sprayer because I have it. Here is our trick. I have got some shrimpies over here. And I think we'll put the shrimpies, I think we'll end up putting those on the top. Okay, so Rebecca, the reason that I'm going to use the foil is because you could put this on the grill. So if you're going to do it in your oven, if you want to heat up your oven, yeah, parchment's going to work great. Yes, see, Pat knows that we have got tons of people at farmers markets typically that will do knife sharpening for you. Y'all should just, seriously, I almost said take a look in the phone book that I don't think even exists anymore. All right, so I'm going to take my zucchini and I'm going to take a couple of tomatoes because I'm going to split them between the two. And I'm going to take a little bit of my garlic, just a little. Let's see. All right, and then I'm going to put a little sprinkle of salt on these things just because it totally deserves it. And of course, you know, I'm a pepper girly. Now, here's the trick. If you are making these ahead, so let's say you all are doing the thing and you're going to have company over because we know connection is so important, right? I will go to my grave saying that. Look at this. Oh my gosh, this is so good. You could use frozen shrimp and frozen scallops. Heck, you could do a frozen salmon fillet if that's what you wanted. But what we're doing, and I'm going to put just a little more salt there. It's just a tiny bit. I promise, about 1/8 of a teaspoon each time. A little more pepper. But if you want to make them ahead, you can use the frozen shrimp, those little bay scallops. We love those. You could put it together with the frozen stuff and then just pop the whole thing into the freezer. I've done it and it works so well. Look at this. You see, is that not a feast? Eleanor, do you see that feast? That's such a feast. All right, now I'm not going to be fancy here. We just want to make sure it's all sealed. This is the trick, right? We seal the whole thing. And think about what other vegetables, like give me a shout there in the, thank you, Francis. Give me a shout in the comments and tell me what other vegetables you think would work really well for you. Let's stop this over here. Oh, just to put it there for right now. The carrots. Oh, Tamara. Tamara's so fancy with a sliced fennel. Tamara, I think you're right. I think like really whisper thin, that could be so good. You don't have to have a sprayer. I just had it, right? I had the sprayer there. So I'm going to take that zucchini again, and you could skip zucchini. If you are like a hater, no shame on that game. I respect that. All right, let's go. That guy there. Mix that over here. Little salt. Remember, we go up high not just because we're fancy and chefy, but because it really does get better distribution so that you don't have to do the whole too much thing. And when I thaw my shrimp out, I'll put them in a bowl in the sink and I will have the water run over them, like just a really thin stream. Okay, Nancy, spectacular question. Thank you very much. That is my segue. Nancy wants to know if we're baking them, how long? We are going to go, about 10, 12 minutes, maybe 15. Let's see what we're looking at. Yep, 12 to 15. It says here, you can put them on a cookie sheet, bake them, 15 to 20 at 400. When you were using a convection oven, and that's what your fryer is, right? It's just a little tiny convection oven. And it's great because it heats up so quickly. We love that part, right? But it's just a convection oven. It's just a little baby convection oven. All right. So, and it will still puff up here, even though we're going to go air fryer. Now, let's see what we got. Just because I'm heating her up. I didn't want to heat up the big oven. Time the same for the air fryer. Michelle, I would say if you're using an air fryer, it should be about the same. Yeah, there we go. Let's go up one. should be about the same, but it could be a little shorter. Oh, perfect. Perfection. All right, now I'm going to set my time. I'm going to go for 14. Let's see where we are. And we all know, especially my friend who said, can we use parchment? That what's happening here is it's going to steam everything. Now, I don't love chicken or something like that. I'll hit you in the comments later and tell you. I will say this, rather than looking for a specific brand of air fryer, what I'd like you to do is just do the research and get one like this. Get one that has the shelves, right? I think this guy looks like R2-D2. It's so funny, but that is all we're doing there. Hey, Natalie, nice to see you. She joined late. Natalie's coming from Hawaii. All right, now let's get down to business while that's going and make, I had to bring some Maryland to y'all with a little bit of Old Bay salad. Now, Lynn, the temp on the air fryer is 400, which is typically like 425 in the oven. If you're going with a regular oven, it might be a little lower heat. So maybe 400 will be 400 if it's not convection. That'll take 15 to 18. Good? Everybody feeling good? Yay, obey. All right. Come on a journey with me, folks. I know you're like, what journey? What are we doing? Where are we going? All right, here's where we're going. I am going to tell you right now, as an empty nester, cooking for 1 or 2 people, let's go for it, has never been easier. Okay? I always cook. There I am again. Ta-da! I have been cooking the corn in the microwave the whole summer long. And my mother, I'm sure she just rolled over in her grave, but my mom would freak out because, listen, I was the kid, right? I was the one, oh, thank you. I was the one who had to go shuck all the corn. And my dad would always yell at me for not getting enough of the silk off. And you all remember when corn was 12 years for $1, right? The last week or 2 weeks ago at the farmer's market, it was $1 an ear. $1 for an ear. All right, now we are going to make a little Old Bay vinaigrette. And this is good stuff. Woo! And easy. I think corn salad, seriously, my kids go crazy for it. I go crazy for it. Husband goes crazy for it. And it holds for so long. Now, cooking it in the microwave, Michelle's asking a great question. We are kind of coming into peak season right now, right? The corn is coming in hot. It's really good. I'd go 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes maybe. If you're doing 1 ear that's really fresh, I'll typically go like 3. I hedged my bets a little today with the 4. I'll be honest with you, but I don't want to go back over. You'll see when you husk it, the silk comes right off. Everything comes right off. Now, to make our vinaigrette, and again, the reason I love this so much is because this holds, right? Tomatoes in the fridge are never fantastic. So take that word of warning. We're going to use a little apple cider vinegar here. But corn, it's carby, right? It's going to hang on. It's going to be okay in the fridge for a couple of days. It's not like a green salad where you're, once that dressing hits the lettuce, forget about it, right? All right, frozen cooked shrimp. Oh, that's so interesting. I'll tell you what, Jean, I would, because cooked shrimp are fantastic. If you're like a snick snack girl, are you a snick snack girl? And you just want to defrost them and have a little shrimpy cocktail. How about a little of the Old Bay, all right? If you want to use those, I go from frozen. I'm going to be honest. I don't know if I can guarantee your result there. I always buy frozen uncooked shrimp, right? I like the frozen uncooked. Let me just grab some oil. I like frozen uncooked because I can, a lot of times, what they're doing at the grocery store is just thawing them and then selling to you thawed. All right, a little bit of this. Now, I like olive oil in a dressing because I think it's got more flavor. I was watching a video the other day and the person was using grapeseed oil in their dressing. And I have done that and it tastes like nothing. It's so flat. I really like the richness that you get from olive oil. Yes, Tamara, you are right on it. And Tamara, aren't you the one who said fennel? I think so. So I think if you guys look in the chat, Tamara's got it going on. Tamara, give them a little of that fishy love that you're doing. Frozen chunks of fish, sure, fantastic, so good. You might want to thaw it in the fridge for a couple of hours. Fish thaws incredibly quickly. Okay. Now, I've got my Old Bay vinaigrette right there. And here's your trick. You know I love to put salt in things. There is plenty. When you're buying these seafood seasonings, they have all of their spices and whatnot. Now, hang on. Going on a trip. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. Oh my goodness. Okay, it's hot. I'm gonna let it cool down for a minute. Let's make sure we got everything in there. We could do a little garlic. Let's grab some of my not garlic. You know I love my little ice cubes. Garlic ice cubes. We use one of those. These guys, this is such a great thing. You'll find them at the grocery store in your freezer section. I talk about them all the time. It's better than garlic because there are no preservatives in it. And I'll tell you, you all have to get yourself an Elaine because my friend Elaine grows onions and garlic, and every summer she brings me a bag. Oh my gosh, it's all chopped and ready to go. I keep it in the freezer. All right, now that guy's gonna thaw itself out. I'm not too worried. I'm gonna set that over there. And let's put in a little fresh basil. You know, you can grow basil in a pot. You don't have to have a big something. If you have a sunny windowsill, and I do not have a green thumb, so trust me, if I can make it work. There you go. There are the recipes. That's why we've got Eleanor here. She's so good. All right, now we all know, because I do this all the time for us, what a chiffonade is. We do the chiffonade, which is when we are stacking our basil, right? I like to stack the smaller guys on top, pick my biggest leaves for the bottom, and then roll it like a stogie. And the whole reason we do this is because if you mince fresh basil, it turns black. And wouldn't Tamara, wouldn't some fresh basil be lovely in there? You know what else is really good? And it's such a good seafood herb is tarragon. A little bit of tarragon in there. Oh, so good. All right, so we're gonna take our little bit of fresh basil. We'll just put that there. Yeah, I think that's good. Okay. And then we're gonna do our maters. Because we love them. These guys are fighting me today. They're like, we know you're going on vacation. Anyone's in Portland, Maine, let me know where to go. We've gone a couple of times in the past few years. I just love it there. All right, so the old tomato slicing trick, we love this one. You can use 2 lids. You can use 2 plates. You can use whatever works best for you. And then they'll all be sliced when they go. You've never seen it before, Tamara? Come on. All right, Nancy, no joke. This corn just went in just like that. No husking, no removing the silk. And are you ready? I'm going to show you this. All right. You guys never saw it. Oh, Michelle and Tamara, I'm so sorry. I don't want to be a one-trick pony. All right. I need you to keep coming back every month so we can keep having fun. Check this out. Look at this. Look at that. Do you see that? There's a little bit of silk there. It'll come right off. Oh my gosh, that's perfect. I kind of love the bicolor corn too. Woo! She's hot. She's hot. All right. It smells so good. I make this a lot of times with a Dijon vinaigrette, but I knew I had to bring some Maryland to all of y'all. Bicolor is sweeter. Robin, I didn't know that. Look at this. Look at this. It just comes right up. I'm telling you. Now, if you're cooking corn for an army, right? Let's say you're entertaining or the kids are coming over or the grandkids are coming over. Oops. It totally, and you need 10, 12, 20 years of corn. Don't try to cook them in the microwave. We want to put them in the microwave in a single layer. And then I always figured this time of year, we're looking at a minute and a half for the first year. And then really we're going to add 30 seconds to a minute for the next. It will start to smell corny, for lack of a better word. You'll start to smell like the cooking corn. It's just so darn good. So now I have always done the bundt pan trick where you put the corn in the bundt pan. But everybody now is like, why are we doing that? Why are we not just cutting it right off the cob, like right there? So I thought, let's give it a go. Robin, if you don't have a microwave, you're just gonna husk it and then boil it. This time of year, about 3 minutes. All right, and we are just gonna cut that corn off the cob like that. This is fine, but corn doesn't have 4 sides. Look at all that deliciousness. We don't want to leave any of that. So we are always going to do the spray it. Where the corn juice goes. We don't ever forget. That's in my world, that is the best part. Okay. So that whole giving it a flat side, you're welcome. You're welcome, Robin. Listen, if you have questions or if you're like, I don't have an air fryer, I don't want an air fryer, great, tell me, we'll work it around. For me, the air fryer is about not heating up the whole oven, not heating up the kitchen. I'm in an old house. My house it's old. It's like 130 years old or something. And I don't have any ventilation in the kitchen except for some windows, right? And in the summer, it just gets too much. So once I kind of stumbled into the world of the air fryer, which I resisted, I realized that I could still cook something. So like I said, I threw a pork tenderloin in the other night. I just threw a pork tenderloin in. Oh, it was fantastic. About 20 minutes, easy breezy. All right, now. Oh, sorry, it's just too good. She's screaming summer. That sweetness, you cannot beat it. Now, one of the things I like to do is in the summer, I always keep, this will sound funny, I always keep ditalini pasta during the summer. And ditalini, for those of you who don't know, is like a little short tube. And I think that it mimics the corn the best, right? The shape of the corn and the size of the corn. So that's why I like to use it. Oh, she's done. All right. And I can stretch the corn salad out. So if the kids come by, my daughter loves to come by, and I can take this and I can make a little extra the vinaigrette, and vinaigrette. I can make a little extra vinaigrette, throw pasta in, and stretch it out. I'm always thinking about, can I stretch it? All right. That's really good. Cider vinegar. I love cider vinegar because it's cheap. Cider vinegar works so well here. All right, we're gonna set this aside for a few minutes. We're gonna let that do its thing. All right, Pat's saying. Pat, I agree with you. And I tell you what, I'm not here to sell air fryers, right? So if I tell you something is really good, you can trust me on it. I just love the two shells. It makes a huge difference. I just don't think the basket works as well. I didn't put the shallots in yet, Michelle. I've got it here, and I was debating. You say go shallot. I'm going shallot. I'm going shallot. Let's mince a shallot. Let's mince half a shallot because I'm only making half as much today. I'm not going too hard. Thank you, Michelle. I was wavering on how I felt, and I love shallots so much. I'll tell you what, if you all are not using shallots in your pasta salads or your corn salads or your veggie salads or whatever it is that you're doing, a shallot is just a more mild flavor, but it still gives you kind of that oniony goodness, and it does give you a little crunch. Now, oh, sweet Vidalia onion. Tamara's already been to the farmer's market today. You are so good. Oops. So I love the shallots, but if a shallot or a red onion or a Vidalia onion or any onion has too much oomph for you, or, as we get older, the reflux is fluxing a little more, all you have to do is give it a little rinse in some cold water. Like get the strainer, put it in, run cold water over it. I've seen people say you can soak it. I don't soak it. I just run cold water over it, and it helps get rid of some of that pungency for us. All right. Here we go. Oh, perfect. A little slicey there. Just look at that. Thanks for egging me on with the shallot. It's gonna make it even tastier, as if that's possible. And it does give it a little bit of that purple sheen, like just little bits. Oh, delicious. Okay, now we're gonna plate the whole thing here, but look at us, we are doing so great today. Dessert, because I love dessert. And I was looking back through all of the things that we've made, and I have never made my cheesecake mousse with you. So here's what I want to show you. We are going to do, I think this is a nectarine. And did you know that the difference between a peach and a nectarine is one gene? That's it. They are, one is fuzzy, one is not. I have learned a lot about peaches lately. And I thought instead of doing berries, because berries are falling out, right? Berry season is, I guess raspberries might still be there. But I was like, I'm on such a peach kick. I'm eating like 2 peaches every day for breakfast. And as I've said in like my podcast and all the things that I do, my mom always put sprinkled sugar on the peaches. So it makes me think of her, and I do that. I think, Deb, I do think, I don't know if shallots are milder, but they're a different flavor. I mean, green onions are good. You know what? I think they can be. How's that for a non-answer answer? And Cheryl's saying the blueberries, the bloobs in Jersey are really good. So I am going in, I'm slicing this peach, this nectarine, and then I'm just gonna take it in half, go around like the equator, and then the whole thing will just fall off. Okay. And I love a freestone peach. Do not even get me talking about clingstone. Ugh, I think they're cruel. I think they're a cruel trick on fruit lovers. That is juicy and perfect and in season. Ugh. Still have gorgeous blackberries. Tamara, you're in my area? I love this. Tamara and I should hang out. I didn't at the store this morning because I was kind of going with what I got. I was like, I love the peaches. So berries are beautiful. And if you're doing berries, you're going to add a little bit of lemon zest to those because lemon and berries, they just love each other. They want to kiss. They love each other so much. They want to get married. All right, so I'm just going to take my peach. I put the teeniest sprinkle on. And we all know that sugar is going to pull the juices out. And that's how we get that gorgeous syrup that we love. So, all right, now, I always say we're going to get down to business. Defeat some Huns. Okay. Cheesecake mousse is so darn simple to make. You want to make sure that you're getting cream cheese. And, have y'all seen like the Neufchâtel, right? All of that. Sometimes that doesn't work as well because there are a lot of, it's just a different product. So you'll go, oh, fat free. Yes. No, it's not going to work great for us. So let's go over here. I pulled out the big gun so that you could see through it. Now, this is another thing because a lot of times I actually have heavy cream around. And you can buy shelf-stable heavy cream in 8-ounce containers, like little containers. I get that sometimes at the store, and it's so good. It's so, I just keep it in there. Keep it in the cupboard. I buy 5, 6 of them at a time. They last months. And what I'm doing is I'm just taking this and mashing it up a little. We could put a little hint of granulated sugar in there, just a little hint. And what that does is it breaks it down a little bit. I'm not going to go much. I've got my little tiny spoon. The coarseness of the sugar helps to break it down. And let me tell y'all, I am suffering from the worst case of tennis elbow. Never believe me if I told you. So, here we go. Now, I am going to, what is the brand of heavy cream? I'll put it down for you. I'll tell you what, Robin, shoot me a message later and I will let you know. All right, so this is just from the store. I'm doing a cup. Okay, and I have a question for you because this is so silly. I know this is a silly thing, but I have a September birthday. I always get so excited when my birthday is on the milk carton or past my birthday because I know it's close. And heavy cream has a tremendous shelf life, right? That heavy cream is dated almost 2 months from now. But for me, I don't know, it just makes me all giddy. We're going to add a little bit of confectioner sugar. And confectioner sugar is simply a mixture of cornstarch and sugar that's ground together. And then I have a tiny bit of vanilla bean paste. Oh my gosh. This jar has been the sloppiest thing. You can get vanilla bean paste now everywhere. I remember when it first came out, I always wanted to use the vanilla bean paste where I could see it, right? I wanted to be able to see, because I'm not going to use it. It's expensive. Oh, Deb, it's mid-September. I've got a minute. All right, so this isn't even as loud as the other down. Oh, Lisa, does that make you a Leo? I think that's a Leo. Yeah, all right. Look at the camera shaking, everything shaking. But I'll tell you, there's no better thing here to get this going. All right. Woo. I am a Virgo, Francis, but I'm a weird Virgo. All right, Deb's gonna look for the frozen garlic. I love that. a heavy cream. Oh, Terry, that's so smart. This is so funny. I can see the camera. I think September is the most popular month for birthdays. All right, she's done. Hang on, I have the vanilla bean paste on there. Now, that's how easy this whole thing is here. Check this out. Oh my gosh. God bless a mixer. And don't put stuff, metal stuff, in the dishwasher because the dishwasher is kind of a jerk about it. They really are. All right, now I'm gonna bring this over. I like this one because y'all can see through it, right? Robin's gonna bring. I'll tell you what. We should do birthday shout outs. We should do birthday shout outs. Okay, now we have talked about folding things before. And the thing is, cream cheese is heavy. And whipped cream is light. So we have to do a little something called lightening, right? And that is where we just take some of our heavy cream and we're not worried about the fold. We're not worried about it. We are rebels. We don't care. We're going. And I could have beat that cream cheese a little more. But here's what happens. The cream cheese then, when you put just a little bit in and beat it all, just kind of beat the heck out of it to get in there, it lightens up the cream cheese, right? It lightens it up so it's more ready. I'm going to be zen for a second. It's more ready to accept the rest of this because now it's not a big brick of stuff, which is good. And then we always do it in a couple of editions. And I love that everybody's doing all the birthday love. All right, so Natalie, don't worry about it. So I use the air fryer in place of the grill for the shrimp packets. Okay, but you can use the regular oven. We're just using it as an oven, but not heating up my whole kitchen. That is how I use the air fryer. Now, right here, right now in Central Maryland, or I guess technically we're Western Maryland, I don't know. Peaches are stunning, and you're in Hawaii, so you have gorgeous stuff all the time. But I kind of thought today that I would go with the peaches because they were just so pretty. And they adapt this recipe. You don't have to go berries. Now, I wonder what pineapple would do. And I know that's cliche, Natalie, because you're in Hawaii, but pineapple has some funky enzymes that do some wild stuff. So, all right. Oh, mango would be fab. Yeah. All right. Let's do the last little bit with my fancy bowl. Da, da, da. I'm like, get every drop of that. And I didn't go crazy on the sugar. You can adapt it as you wish, right? This is something that you can make as sweet as you like. The tang from the cream cheese works really well and does need a little counterbalance. But we've all had cream cheese frosting. I mean, red velvet is a thing here. Dragon fruit and mango. Grilled pineapple. I just grilled some pineapple. I did it for another class. It's just so good. It just needs a little scoop of vanilla ice cream. All right, let's see what we got here. Now, I could serve this in little, you all who have been here before. Oh, if you're a first timer, put it in the chat for us. We would love to acknowledge you and say hello. But I have these little cute jars.